your stuff that you had sent to me screenshots.
Yeah, that was.
So hang on one more second. It's connecting to YouTube. Your stuff And there we go. That you had. Okay, now you can talk. Tell your story, Terry.
Well, no, the one that came yesterday
Oh, that's
was like a
right.
couple page long from Amazon about my delivery is being held up or it's recalled or something. It was so good though. If I don't think I don't wonder I wonder if I would have not gotten that if I hadn't known to look at the return address and all the things you've taught us.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Bob.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I wish I could still hear you sing in person rather than on Facebook. I appreciate seeing you on Facebook, but I love it in person much better.
Yeah.
Come visit.
I'm going to California today to go see Avril.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
wonderful. Are
Her
you going alone? Are you both going?
just me. Scott's gonna stay home and take care of the pups.
All right.
It's Bob's celebration of life on Saturday. So
Oh, I see.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
send our love.
I will.
Please.
Well,
Right.
Is that
I'll
her
make her watch
husband?
this and then she'll see it. All right, so
Betsy?
yeah,
Betsy, is that her husband who died?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Last year.
No,
Four
like
months.
April.
4 months. 4
April.
months ago.
April?
Yeah.
That was
Wait.
April.
Oh, I thought.
Oh, I
It
didn't
was
know
right
that.
around her birthday.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh, I've lost all track of time.
I didn't know that.
All right, so let's get talking about the bad stuff that happens out there. Terry, do you want to tell your story or do you want me to go ahead and just pull up the picture?
Pull up the picture because that'll give the.
All right, so we'll do share to this. Okay, so Terry sent me this after a long conversation. You all can see the screenshot of her phone, right?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and start, Terry.
Okay, so the it's hard. The email came to John. That was even weirder. And he only thing he usually gets from me is like when I sign into Google and they see if it's okay. What is that called? The third party. Anyway, but
Authentication.
authentication. When I looked at from learning from this class, when I looked at the letter, the email, it had this weird address, something like this here, or a company, that's definitely not me. And I also have Wilner in my name, but it was just strange how fast they got that there. And then everything else I reported and closed, but I wouldn't have clicked on that return address the same way. And boy, my stomach fell. Like it was really sickening. It was
Yeah.
very,
It's like a violation.
yeah. And again, I had known not to click on anything or to open anything in the first letter. So that's and then it's really hard to get rid of. Like, come back. I had, you know,
Yeah. So I'm going to go to a second one. I think I have to go out and come back in. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Betty showed up. Still no camera. You haven't solved the camera problem. That's a
It's going
shame.
to take me the rest of the class to get there.
Hey, Dr. Lou, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're going to share the next one, which is also a picture.
So
Oh,
305.
I'm going to stop the share. I
How
have to
can that
actually
be?
click on
They've
it
run out
first.
of numbers.
All right, there we go. All right, so this week I had the pleasure of somebody saying, texting me and saying, "You needing me to buy you something?" I'm like, "What?" And they said, "Well, we got this email, and here's the email." And so very similar to Terry's experience. "I need you to handle some purchases. Let me know if you're available this morning." Okay. First indication, we're not that close. Like that's an email that I might send to Terry because we're working on something, but not something I would send to this person, Sue. She wasn't able in her, she doesn't take this class. Just gonna make this as a compliment to you all. And she gets very befuddled about technology stuff. So I know that she uses Yahoo and she could have just clicked here to get where is it from, right? Um, she didn't. She didn't know how, and I wasn't going to coach her. But and that's why I was trying to ask her is where is this coming from? And she didn't know. She said it's coming from you. I said, first of all, never in my life have I ever said kind regards.
Yeah.
Okay. So those little, you know, phrases that we use, even though as good and as complicated as the various ways that technology can gain our information and mimic us and, you know, do the scam. This is the same scam I told you all about last year that someone had sent to me, different, slightly different, but it's the same old story. Hey, Betsy, I'm in a meeting. I need some gift cards for the officers. And I was like, okay, give me your, you know, whatever account. And he's like, no, 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 can you just go ahead and I'm like, well, no, I'm going into a meeting myself now. And I strung him along literally for 24 hours, letting him know that I was going to do this thing for him or her, I don't know. And tricking them so that, you know, they finally gave up. They finally just went, I'm done with this person, you know, because I knew that it was not the person that purported to be emailing me. The languaging, the specific little details of how people speak, is something that you're going to pick up on, as real as it looks. Terry, you.
On chat, they also sometimes put, I'm just trying to write a little quick something, they'll put something like best regards or from the team at the Joy Center. They'll change things really interesting that seems like it's done by someone in a foreign country. It's not a big mistake. It's not like, it's just sometimes it does, I mean, mistake knowing me, but that is really, but that regards thing is really
Yeah.
an interesting.
Yeah. Now I had I think I saved, so let me just go for a second. Well, buy
Betsy froze.
Betsy froze.
I froze? Oh,
You froze.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Let me go back and stop the share and go. Can you see my
Yes.
computer?
Yes,
Yes.
you see the share.
Okay.
That's
right.
me.
So this one's from Joyce. So do you want to tell the story, Joyce?
Yeah, to me, I was actually in the city. I was not home and I happened, I had a couple of seconds. And when I have a couple of seconds, I check my emails, which is
Mhm.
theoretically not a great thing to do, but in this case, it was really important.
Yeah.
Because I got a letter from Costco, which you see here. Well, you don't see that, but what you see is the letter basically said, as you requested, we are sending you your new card to your updated address, and we have changed your security password. Which I did not do that. So I immediately pulled out my card and called the number on the back of the card rather than the number that was on the email.
Good. And
Now,
that's
it
what they
turns-
do say.
Right.
If-
Now,
if
the
you didn't-
email actually was a true email. And I'm
Okay.
glad I caught it in time.
Yes.
But somehow somebody contacted them, told them that they were me, that I had moved and that they needed to change and getting through to them, by the way, on the phone was not easy because they were looking for the new security word, which I had not changed.
Mm.
So, but since I was calling the number from the card, I felt confident giving them my social security number to,
Wow.
to confirm it. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at first they didn't want to talk to me because I didn't have the new security word.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's really good. Hear her. We are very rightfully so careful of our social security numbers. We must be, because that's one of the hardest ones to replace. All the other stuff we can replace, but you know how dealing with stuff like that is. It's just really, really difficult. So, but she said, and there are several people I wish were in the room right now. I don't know where they are. I wish they were. They're not hearing it, but maybe they'll listen to it later. And I'm not talking to you, Amy. She promised me she'd watch this. Is that I called the number from my card, so I originated the discussion. So I knew who I was calling. And so I felt comfortable giving my social security number. That's key. That's key. When you initiate it, not when you look at something in the email, in a text, something sends you, even in something like that, I would even be just a hair wary of looking it up online because we could look up. So this was a Costco card, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Costco Visa, Citibank
Costco
Visa.
Visa. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go here for a minute and I'm going to say Costco Visa. See what happens. All right. So it's a Citibank card?
Yes.
Okay. Notice it does not say sponsored here, right? Google is getting away from sponsored because the sponsored one, as we've been talking many, many times, the sponsored ads up here can be fake. And so we always say, don't go for the top one if it says sponsored, scroll down and find the one that's down here somewhere. This one, I'm confident it doesn't say sponsored, so I'm going to look at it. And so now this is, I don't have one. And so it's, I just went blank to here. I can't sign on, but I could look and see how can we help. Maybe it would give me an opportunity. So did you have, let's see. Don't know if here they're even going to say, yeah, there we go. All the way down at the bottom, contact us. So in theory, the safe thing to do, other than clicking on something in an email, is to go to the website yourself, like we did, and then go down here. Would I give my social security number at that point? I don't know, maybe. Maybe not. What happens if you lose your card? You know? If you lose your wallet, lose your card, leave it somewhere and it's gone, so then immediately you're going to stop, that account. How do you do that? Hang on one second, Terry. So if you've lost your wallet or you've lost your card, how are you going to call them and tell them cancel that card? This is a real answer, a real question.
That's what I
Okay,
did.
go ahead, Terry.
If you don't have your card, I take pictures of the backs and fronts of the cards, and I usually
Okay.
print them so that if it was a situation where I didn't have my phone or didn't have, the card, it would have
Okay.
information on it. So I do keep it on my phone, which is not a good thing.
No, I would keep the back of it, Terry. I don't have a problem with you. I think it's actually rather clever, and Medina and Amy will love this. Take a picture of it, then print it, and then delete it.
I do that. No, I take a picture and then print it, and I have it
In your notebook?
I'm the calendar girl. I have all my cards
Okay.
front and back in a folder. So,
And did you delete it from your phone?
oh, I didn't take a picture. I made a copy on my
photocopied it.
printer.
Okay.
On my
All right.
printer.
Okay. That's even more old school. That's probably way safer. Do you have
Who am
your
I-
own printer at home?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I wouldn't do that in a public printer,
No.
but at your own printer at home, yes. So I kind of like that for old school, because as much as I absolutely love technology and all of the offerings that it has for us, we also, I think that going a little bit more, less digital for protection purposes is good. Terry, if you have pictures of your credit cards on your phone, I want you to delete the front side.
I have
Because
deleted
you have the back side and the front side, which if somebody hacks your phone or steals your phone, then they have both.
they are deleted off my phone, but
Okay.
I still think they're somewhere. I've tried.
Have you done a search for like card?
Yeah, I'll try again. I just
Try
remember.
again.
But also, I was going to say that I just got two new, like a Visa and a MasterCard, and the number, all the information was on the back. It had no numbers on the front.
Hmm.
Both were brand new.
Hmm.
That was interesting.
So you can, block that part out,
Oh,
right? When you take a picture, whatever. Use a little sticky note to cover up the number part. Here's what I think is the safest. Doing, yeah, no, Gene, I have a problem with that. You have to trust him or not. We'll get into that in 1 second. So, I use the app for all my credit cards and banking. I use an app. So, at the grocery store, yes, I pull out my card to buy groceries. There's one card I use and I pull that out and that's pretty much it. But for the rest of it, I'm using an app. So if like when I had with the app, I get a notification when something gets charged, right? And so by being on top of that, you always want to make sure that you get the alerts. And the minute I get an alert, if I'm not standing there paying for something, I look at it like pretty much right away because it takes very little time for someone to do a test. It's a feeler or a taste. It's sort of like I wish in tech world I could name things because I would call it a shark bite because in the diving world, most shark bites are tests. They're not actually I'm hungry, especially when people are standing on the shore fishing. They smell the fish that's in the water, whether it's the bait or the fish the person's already caught. They're standing in a surf zone, so it's all stirred up, so they can't see. And so they often will do a nudge or a bump or a little bite to see, is this food? Not maliciously, not actually just trying to eat that thing, but is this food? And so that's what scammers will often do when they get your credit card information is they will do a nibble. It's like $2. Generally, it's under $25. Sometimes it's a weird amount, and they will attempt that. And so if you get a weird amount or a very low amount, this morning I got a $2 one, and I was like, what? I didn't spend $2 on anything. And so I instantly went in because I have, that notification on. And I saw that it was a monthly charge for Patreon for a subscription that I use. Most of them aren't $2, so it was a strange amount, and it felt like a test bite. It felt like, ooh, what is that? And then go into my banking app, it's PayPal. So then I go to PayPal and see that it's Patreon, and so I'm good to go. I check my subscriptions and
Okay.
Patreon, and it's all legit and normal. But if I didn't have the app, how would I know that? You know, because I have it set up for a push notification and as a text. Joyce, I'm somebody who does try to limit the amount of time I spend on emails. And I hear you. You said it's bad. Not necessarily bad. You have a few minutes, it's a good time to do it actually. But by doing it with a text for me and my system, I tell people, if you want me to handle something in the next couple of days, email me. But if you want my attention right now, text me. You will have my attention right now. Carlene.
This just happened to me. I checked I just checked my credit card statements and I had these 2 charges. Both were from Tavernier. And I'd gone to Lido's. The only time my card was out of they actually took it. Usually they come bring it to your table, you know, and you tap. But one was a $2.99, some IBOC something. I don't know what that was. And then the other was Bloom. And apparently Bloom is a Tavernier Spa Services. I don't know. Anyway, I think somebody at Lido's in Tavernier, my favorite place to eat. Oh my gosh, it's really good. Took my numbers. So they canceled my card. I had to get new numbers and blah, blah, blah. All the automatic payments, had to change all those. I just did this last week, 2 days ago. So yeah. So I just pay cash now at restaurants. Or unless they bring the card, you know, and you see it and nobody's got your card. But
Yeah.
definitely don't leave the card out of your sight.
Yeah. That happened to a friend of mine that I worked at the park with. So this would have been 2018-ish. And he had gone to Florida City, gone to Red Lobster. On the way home, he was getting texts as he's going down the 18-mile stretch, and he's like, what in the world is this? And there was like 3 or 4 texts of little tiny test bites. The person who had taken his, you know, they gave his card back, but they had taken all of the information and started shopping, you know? And so, and they wanted to make sure that, you know, it was going to work. So they did small things. And so by the time he got down to the 18-mile stretch, they had literally spent, it was over $1,000. I mean, from Red Lobster to Key Largo. They had, and so, you know, he immediately pulled over, called the credit card company and put a stop to it. But I'm very, very wary when I go to a restaurant and they take my card. Medina and then Joyce.
Yeah, 2 questions. I forgot, what is a push notification?
At the top of my phone,
Yeah,
those little teeny tiny icons up there,
right?
it pushes through all the other things and comes up as an answer at the top. So
Like if you have your alarm set, Medina, or if you have something that comes up for an appointment, of course, is that? Yeah.
yeah.
You don't ever get those from?
I get like, you know, if I have an appointment, I get like 30 minutes before I get a notice.
Right. It's a setting. It's a
Yeah.
setting that you do for whatever it is. So when you, for instance, with the credit card company, when you set up for notifications on the app, you have to have the app, right? It's not web-based, it's app-based, which is web-based, but it operates slightly differently. So you have the app, you use the app, and then you go into your settings and you say, at what you get to say with credit cards, you get to say at what dollar amount do you want to be notified? And originally I was doing it at like 25 or more. And then I'm like, when I realized what had happened to my friend, I'm like, oh no, it's for all. Because those little test bites are something that you want to know if somebody's like checking it out to see if they can get away with it. So that's what you would want to do is
Okay.
go into your settings in each particular app. So I have it set for texts, for one particular email account, for my calendar, for WhatsApp. Each one has a little tiny different icon, and you would have to put it in the settings for each of them.
Okay,
Good question.
my second question is, so I've been getting probably twice a day, these invoices from PayPal, about things that $499 I owe for this. And I immediately click on block this person's name and then report phishing. It seems to be happening to me now, like twice a day. Anybody else have that experience?
I'm not getting that with PayPal, but what I would do is I would go change my PayPal username, not my username, change the password.
I don't even use PayPal. I'm sure I have used it in the past.
If you have a PayPal account,
Yeah.
change when you say it like that, it
Yeah.
means you haven't been in there, which means you haven't changed the password in a really long time.
Right.
So get
Thank
in
you.
there and go ahead and change it.
Thank you.
Joyce.
Okay, so there are a lot of different ways of using a credit card. You can take the credit card if you're actually at the store and stick it in the little slot, or you can tap it. Now, we're not talking about giving it to anybody, it's still in your hand. And everybody, from what I understand, tapping it is much safer. And I was also told that Apple Pay or the equivalent is safer than even using the credit card.
It is.
Yeah.
And the reason being the each time you do a tap, I'm wondering who we can hear.
That's Carlene.
Oh. I can go ahead and mute you, Carlene. Oh, she muted. All right. So each time you do a tap, you know, when you see this little symbol, what's happening is this little thing is your radio chip, and it's sending a unique number each time. It creates it in the moment. So it's not sending your credit card number. It's sending a unique code that connects directly this card to the merchant, to the bank, whichever bank, you know, issued this. And that's why it's safer. When you're using the strip, that's the same thing every time, right?
What about the chip, when you insert the chip?
The chip, I have heard that it is not as safe as the sending the radio code or Bluetooth code. I mean, radio is a simplification. That's
Yeah.
not the real technology of it is, but that it's the chip. The problem that for sure with inserting is that there can be readers on the inside that people insert. Gas stations are very famous for this because nobody's really watching the pumps, right? And so somebody can stand on the backside of a pump and put in a little reader, and then they collect all the credit card information that goes in there, and then they pull their little reader out and they have all of that information. So and that's a challenge with gas companies because most of them don't have a working, you know, tap. I went to one yesterday that actually had a working tap. It's the first one I've seen. A lot of them have that little symbol, but their tap doesn't actually work. So, what you could do maybe to protect yourself is to go to the pump that's closest to the door that can actually be seen by the person at the window. Not that they're really looking, they're really low paid employees, but everybody else can see too while they're standing there bored waiting in line and watching somebody insert something. It's just riskier, you know what I mean? So you might just position yourself so that you're going to the pumps that face the cashier. If and you can also pay cash for gas, you know. It's a pain in the neck because then you got to go into the store. But you can also look in the place where you would insert and just make sure you don't see anything that somebody could grab and pull out. You know, I mean, they put it in there, they can pull it back out again. So, you know, it's something that's going to look or feel different too.
I was
That,
told that if the card could be moved up and down, or, you know, it was loose in the slot, that was a sign that it was being hacked or being copied.
Huh. See, I would think just the opposite.
Yeah.
Because if you're putting something in there, it's taking up more space. You know what I mean? I mean,
I don't know, but that's what I was told when I got hacked at a gas pump one time.
huh.
And I
Who
called
told
the
you
card
that?
company.
The card
The
company
card
told.
company. Yeah.
Okay. I still can't see how that happens if they put something else in the slot.
I guess
I-
because it opens it up more. I don't know. Anyway,
If it
But they
feels
said
weird,
they-
it might be weird, you know,
Yeah.
and they're not necessarily going to put one in every single pump at that gas station, you know. So
Yeah.
if you have time and it feels weird, you know, and here's the problem. If it feels weird, you've already put it in. At what point does the information get stolen? You know, I don't know the answer to that. Is it when you put in your security code and activate it? I don't know. These are good questions. Let me write it down. Jean, you had a comment. It was a while ago. I don't even remember what it said.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, just about medical providers wanting to keep a card on file. And it's not that I don't really trust the personal provider, but I don't trust their IT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when you use a provider, how do you pay?
I get billed. I
Okay.
get an EOB, and then I
Gotcha.
pay any balance. If I don't have an EOB with what I owe, I don't pay anything.
Gotcha. I know that everyone I've been to these days all has a sign at the when you're leaving, it says payment is due that day. And I'm like, I don't have that kind of money except on a credit card, you know? So that's good. And I guess, you know, it's hard these days to find a provider who isn't a corporation, you know? An individual. I found a vet. I'm going to go next Tuesday. First time in probably 20 years that I'm finding a vet that is not a corporation. My favorite vet is part of a corporation now, and the prices went jacked way up.
Wow.
So I'm switching vets. As much as I love her, I'm going to try this new guy out because he just works for him, you know? And I've heard that he's fair and that, you know, it's a one-on-one relationship, you and the vet, not you and the corporation behind it. So it's definitely challenging with medical. I'm trying to think of what I was on. Oh, I know. It was for my car rental. I'd gotten a text that said, you can check in for your car rental and save yourself the line. And they wanted my driver's license. And I could not skip that part. And I'm like, nah, nope, nope. I do small copays at the doctor, but don't let them keep my card on file. Yeah, that makes sense. And that's a good relationship that they allow you to do that, but you said you do butt heads with them, so you know. But yeah, with the thrifty car rental, yeah, I'm not I'm on their app, and no, I'm not putting my driver's license in your system. When I get there, I'll hand it to you and you can deal with it then. But between here and Reno, no, I don't know. You know, so I'm just not comfortable. Terry.
In the last couple of months, I've encountered going to get my mammography, and the hospital had a list. I'm not kidding. It was 3 feet long of what insurances they did not take. And like I said, how many times a day do you hear, why don't you list the ones you take? Because it would probably be less. But more people came to the counter, and it has to do with this because how important, like they said, well, you have to have it on. Like I would have to show it each time I went to the doctor, which used to be like once a year. And, you know, now it's a lot. If you didn't have your card on file, you'd have to go to the hospital, you know, the entrance date, show them everything again, which I guess is worth it, but not maybe when you're going for treatments for stuff.
Yeah.
But that is, and the other thing was signs out down here at the beach, what cards they don't take. Like, and one of them that's a law, because I have my younger family all uses like Apple Pay. They don't have a credit card in there. I remember you told us the story about your daughter's girlfriend came and he lost his wallet, but he really could use everything in his. That was a couple of years ago. You remember that?
Yeah, he used it on his watch. It was her fiance. Yeah.
But
Oh, okay.
here I've
Here we
been
go.
seeing all these signs of what they don't take, and when Apple Pay came up at a restaurant,
Yeah. All right, so let's talk. I've saved a bunch of articles for you all. I'm not going to go over them. I'm just gonna send them to you. This one I like. This is from Experian, one of the companies that, you know, monitors our credit. This is a great resource. Latest scams in 2025. And it's extensive, you know, talking about AI, the phishing and smishing more convincing and natural sounding emails and text messages. Smishing, I believe the word is because of SMS, which is the acronym for texting. Phishing is, of course, with the emails. AI images, deep fake videos, fake clones, all of that. We talk about this a lot, but good to remember. Also the, grandparent, oh, hi grandma, this is, so and so, I just got arrested, send me money or whatever. Sextortion, isn't that a great thing? Romance scams continue, particularly for older adults, but it occurs for younger people as well. Accidental text messages, phone-related scams. This just goes on and on and on, but it's in very good, simple information, and it has links. So, for instance, if we're looking at this one, we were talking about credit cards. Look for red flags. Too good to be purchase prices, paying with your credit card, which helps limit losses. Credit card versus debit card, because with the credit card, you've got the, I'm not sure if insurance is the correct word. I'm at a loss, but they will protect you up to a certain amount. Are credit cards safer than debit cards? And there is, the link that goes right to talking about it. So you can do a nice deep dive in there. The other one that I wanted to click on in there, let me get back to the credit card, since we were talking about online purchase. There we go. Red flags. So what would that mean? And there's a nice link to surprisingly low URL. How many of us are really taking the time to look at the URLs? But it is important. Unusual types of payments. And there goes back to that whole phishing thing of, can you buy me some gift cards? Oh, for heaven's sakes. So lots of good information there. I'm going to be sending you that. The next one is, it was funny when I did latest hacks, it came up with the new word for hacks, which is actually fun, good tricks of things that are useful. So because it made me laugh that this was what came up, I'm going to send you this as well. This has nothing to do with what we were talking about. So, but it's fun anyway. Let's see, fraud.org. This is nice. National Consumers League. And here it defines exactly what phishing is, what malware is. So this is a good one. I think that everybody in this room really knows about all of these things. However, this would be a good one to share with friends. Let them know that you care about them. And since they're not, able to come to this class, here's a really good website to describe what these things are in a real simple language. All right, going back to what else I have saved, and we'll send you. All right, we did the Costco one. I can get rid of that. All right. Did I do? Nope, not that one. That one, that one. Oh, okay. So a couple of things. One, doesn't affect me, but just in case you need to know, 200 million Prime customers are at risk for this fake email coming from Amazon Prime about a subscription automatically renewing at an unexpected price. So if you have that, make sure that you read this article. If you don't have Amazon, don't worry about it. Let me go. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Next one is Chrome. So there is an update on Chrome. So while that might not be your usual browser that you use, you want to make sure that if you have a Google account, that you open Chrome and you do your update. Now, in that Malwarebytes article, it talked about how to do that. Very interesting to me, it did not work that way. Yeah, I was very surprised. My normal thing is if I'm going to do an update, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, Apple people will go to your App Store. Android people will go to their Google Play Store. And so when I go to Google Play, I'm going to go in to my account, which is where my picture is. And I'm going to tap on that. And then it says manage apps and devices. When I go there, it's going to give me an overview, and the overview says no harmful apps found. All apps are up to date because I went in and did this morning after I had read the Google article. And it says last updated 56 minutes ago, sync apps to devices, no devices synced. So, interesting. I guess I didn't do this one. I can sync it to my tablet. So I'm going to sync it to my tablet, because of course I would. And going back, I can also go to all apps. And I can look at my apps, and it says where it says no harmful apps found, and I can do a scan. So anything that I might have downloaded that isn't so good, then I can check it. I can also go to manage. So at the top I have overview, which led me through all of that, but then I can also go to manage, and I can go down here and I can look at all the apps that I have. I can recently update, I can get rid of, I can check for updates available. Automatically, I have my updates as a ongoing thing. But that's where you would find that. So you're going to go, and I can see everybody is doing that who's on camera right now. Go to your App Store or go to your Google Play Store and make sure that you have automatic updates on all the time. It is so important. It fixes bugs. It fixes any kind of problems. Gives you the latest to be able to do if they've created new features. It always is curious to me when people don't think that they need to do the update. You want the latest version. Didn't cost you anything, so make sure you get the latest version. All right, and then the last one that I wanted to touch on, so much fun. This goes back to the conversation that we had last week about chatbots, which was Linda's question, and she's not in the room, so hopefully she watches the video. But this one is Meta AI chatbot bug could have allowed anyone to see private conversations. It's a lengthy article, a little detailed, a little techy. The bottom line about it was that if you use Meta products, what you want to do is make sure, if you're having conversations like in Messenger, for instance, that you check your privacy settings on these things. People's information was stolen because they didn't have it set to private, and they had it just public wide open, and people could take that information from one person's account and share it. And so, you think you're having a private conversation and you're not. As far as private conversations, from what I've read, Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp use the same kind of encryption to make conversations private. So they actually are pretty good. They're not the absolute strongest, but they're pretty good. They're pretty darn good. But it's how you put your settings that's going to give you vulnerability or not. So making sure that you have the strongest settings that you can. There are other chats like Telegram, Signal, that are much safer and stronger. Personally, I don't trust Messenger, Facebook Messenger for chats. I have seen far too many hacks and far too many clones and far too many fake things being sent. The most famous one, hey, are you in this picture?
Mhm.
Almost everybody's gotten that one, and it's funny that they still perpetuate that, but every once in a while they come up with a new one too. Um, Terry has had many instances where I think it was John's stuff more than yours that was cloned,
Yeah.
and how annoying that is to have to deal with that. Um, a couple of things you can do to make sure that you're staying on top of these things, besides always getting the latest updates, changing your passwords, even if you did it every 6 months, it's a really good thing. The emails that I showed you that was that strange one that came from me. My best guess, because the three people that got that email, I have them in two different email accounts. We interact on a personal level and on a community service level. And so I'm not sure which account it was. I'm guessing which account it was. So what I started to do was I took a screenshot of that, sent it to everybody, and said, if you get something like this from me, and there's only 90 people in that account, then please do not interact with this. Delete it and mark it as spam. Hey, Andy and Renee. We're wrapping it up here. Good to see you, Ish. Good to see your name. So, and then the next thing that
We
I
had
did,
issues here, sorry. So,
I'm sorry. Are you in the
but
Keys or elsewhere?
no, we're not in the Keys. So
Okay.
we're just joining at the last minute, but we didn't sleep in.
Okay. I thought you were enjoying morning sunrise and your coffee. The watch the video. You'll get all of the links in the email that I send. So, going back to the next thing I do is that email account, I change the password. It's annoying, but it's not as annoying if I'm making sure all my devices are linked. And particularly with what in the world is on your ceiling?
It's not, it's a shadow.
Oh, that's fun.
I never noticed that before either.
Um, so by having all of my accounts linked and with Google, it's now saying we'll change your password everywhere. I'm like, sweet. You just made me love you even more. I know you do terrible things in the world too, but you just made me love you even more because now I don't have to go to my computer. I don't have to go to my tablet. I changed it on my phone and it went boom, magic, just like Disney. It's changed everywhere and I'm already logged in everywhere. So pretty cool about that. So the tech world understands the importance for safety, and it continues to make it easier and easier to change your passwords. So don't be afraid to change them. Just do it, especially for the big things that matter. Your Apple account, your Google account, the two primary ones that are running everything else. Always good to change that every 6 months. Just be happy you don't have 6 Google addresses, Gmail addresses, because I have to change them all. Terry.
When it's sad like everything else, but until something happens with your phone or anything like that, like from something a couple of years ago with PayPal, I just, first of all, I only have very few credit cards. I don't know why I had some of the others. Probably from buying one thing, I got some, you know, until probably when I just moved, probably. But anyway, it was just be so aware when you take it out. Like a step, if there's 10 people behind you, wait and put it away. If you're using a physical card, put it away. Just do it. I haven't lost or anything like that since then.
Yeah, with everything that we do, Terry, that's really good advice to take your time with it. Whether it's typing in a password to, making sure that something is secure at the gas pump, to when you're paying for something, when you're looking at something online, just taking the moment, looking at the URL code, making sure that what you're seeing is actually what it is. We tend to get so very click happy. Because kudos to Jean. She's got 4 Gmail accounts. I've met my match. And just, you know, the time that you take will save you so much time later on. You know, you think you're in a hurry and you think, oh, I don't have an extra minute to do this one thing. However, think about the amount of time, think about the amount of time that it takes you to get a new credit card, you know, and making sure, oh, all the automatic payments, you know, are changed and all of that. So a couple of seconds could save you hours in the long run. Anybody else have any hacks,
Wisdom.
wisdom, things that you want to share?
How's the weather in the Keys? Is it hot?
Lightning thunderstorms in Key
It's
Largo.
raining right now. Lou came in the rain. Bless her
Lou.
heart.
Yay, Lou.
Yeah.
How about you, Betsy? What are you having weather?
We've been having very foggy mornings. It's not cool though. It's like thick, warm kind of thing, you know. But Quincy, California is going to be pretty hot. It's funny, it's going to be like 86 while I'm there, maybe bumping up to 90, but it's going to be down 48 and 50s at night. It's like,
How
Wow.
wonderful. Yay. Wear a coat. Yes.
I know. I think I'm just gonna layer because I have a little tiny suitcase that I've packed and
You wear them on the plane. Wear all your. I used to bring extra scarves on the plane. because, you know,
exactly.
Put one over
Exactly.
each other.
Jean, where are you? I mean, I see that's a background, but I for a moment think I saw.
Yeah, I'm 98.5. Key Largo. It's gray and rainy. It was lightning and everything.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's where I am, Jean. 98.6 or something.
Ooh.
Temperature.
Wow.
No, my mile marker.
I know.
I'm close to Jean.
Was it 98.6 the regular
And the temperature.
Actually, the temperature yesterday, the heat index was well over 100. It was like 110 or something at one point in the
Oh
afternoon.
my.
It's
All right,
cold.
Medina, I'll bet you got the coolest weather so far.
Yeah, it's very overcast right now. And it's cool. It's cool. So I'm gonna say it's probably in the high 60s, maybe 70.
Wow.
Nice.
So she's
North
in
Carolina.
Very
more north than me, in the mountains. I'm in the mountains too. But she's a little more north than me, and I'll bet it's nice and cool there.
Yeah, but we're going, a bunch of us are going tubing tomorrow. And I just checked the weather and it's gonna be perfecto.
Fun.
Nice.
Fun,
We're
fun,
not
fun.
jealous. We're not jealous of that cool weather.
Summer I spent in my
So,
grandkids were with me.
Betsy,
I
Yeah.
couldn't believe that swimming was like a change of texture. Like to go swimming in the bay, it was so hot and warm in the bay that you
It
felt like
feels saltier too. Yeah. Carlene.
I just wanted to let you know, I'm in Tavernier, light rain. We had the thunder and lightning this morning early in Key Largo, but I won't be here next week because I'll be at the National Senior Games playing pickleball and
Oh.
cornhole. So,
Congratulations.
Can we watch
I
that?
don't-
Is it-
Quick
I
question. In
Yeah.
national games, you play against others who are ranked in your category, right?
correct. Your age group and your rank.
Okay,
I'm
so what's
playing-
your rank?
3-0. I mean, because I just because I don't really compete in pickleball tournaments per se, because I don't want to play 50-year-olds and 60-year-olds. So I only play in the senior game. So
Yeah.
my age level, 75, 79, level 3. And there's only 5 in it, so I've got a ribbon. So I'm glad, you know. 'cause
That's
they give out ribbons.
fantastic. Well, some good friends of mine will be there as well.
Oh,
Margie Watkins, and but I believe she's probably a 4.5. She's your age range, I think, but
okay.
I think she's a
4 or
4.5.
5. Woo!
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
play
she's-
against her?
She's very good. I play with her.
Well,
She's-
unfortunately, I have a wrist issue. So my coach said snap your wrist, and I found out that's not good for me. And now my wrist, I have to wrap it, and I'm got to rest it. But I played a game and a half, and it started hurting, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is the worst time for this to be happening. But
yeah.
oh well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Medina, good
Yeah,
luck.
I'm totally
Thank you.
changing the subject. So, if you remember a few weeks ago, you taught us about iPhone storage and we
Oh,
went
there
to
I am.
settings. And then I told you I had like 116
Yes.
gigabytes out of 128. Well, I have been spending at least a half hour every day
Wow.
deleting, and it goes. I still have 112 gigabytes. It takes so long. I'm telling everybody, go back to your iPhone storage, and most of them, I just lost it. Most of them are for apps, and I see it's my WhatsApp, which I've never deleted anything going back 4 years, and a couple of others, and it takes forever. So I'm just
So
telling everybody, delete, delete, delete.
WhatsApp does not allow you to do any kind of mass cleanup.
I have not found where you could do a mass cleanup, and I don't think I want to because, it's with my family, and so there's pictures and there's important information, but most of them is just daily, I don't know, nonsense.
Joyce?
Isn't there a setting on WhatsApp that stuff can be automatically deleted after a certain time? And
Yes.
what I do is anything that's important, I then download, so I don't worry about it being deleted.
Where do you download it to?
Like I can click on a picture and download the picture. Now, I don't know if you can download conversations, but you can certainly download pictures.
Yeah, that I
But
know.
then once you download it,
Yeah, but
then you're
all
taking
the
up
other
space.
garbage, all the other, daily, I went to the store today and so forth and so on. And then the pictures you don't really need are then deleted after a certain amount of time.
Right, but I'm talking about the fact that when you download it, then you're taking up space on your actual device as well.
Once it's downloaded onto your device, can't you then save it to the cloud?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That's what I wanted you to say.
Yeah.
For everybody else. I know you know this, but yeah, if you download it, it's like, oh, great, it's not taking up space on my WhatsApp, but now it's taking up space on your phone. And so then you have to do something with it, and then you have to go back and delete it from your
Right,
device.
but you're not
as
going to
well.
download every single picture.
You're
And,
not. You're
you
not.
know, I'm getting 10 pictures a day from sleepaway camp, and and the kids are having a great time, and one or two of them are worth saving.
All right. So what are we going to talk about next week? Because we got to solve this now because I'm not going to think about you all till next week. Thoughts?
How about something fun like the tech has changed a lot, but we did something with like different photography, or I remember we did like sparkle pictures. I'm setting us back in technology, but things like that.
Oh, okay. Just fun.
Fun stuff. I'd like
I'd
to learn how
love-
to.
I'd love some techniques for organizing photographs.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. And I would love, I don't know if anybody else is interested. I think last week or the week before I showed a picture of a baby cousin and he was a strawberry, and they did that through Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to learn how to do that.
Okay, we'll do it without getting Snapchat.
Okay.
All right. Y'all have a great week. I got a plane to catch.
Thank you. Have
Safe
fun.
travel.
I know. I
Okay,
like that,
April.
Renee. I like it. It's finally like, what am I looking at? Thank you. It's very cool.
Make sure individually you send our loves to April.
Yes, to Averill.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
I will.